I figured if I just picked a normal shop, it's just an H-pipe and exhaust, no big deal, take it there, and they talked me into a tune. And like, hey, we got an issue that when they were pulling on the dyno, they ripped the front splitter off. So then they say, well, we fixed the front splitter. And I'm like, okay, and I come to see the car, well, we got your front splitter on, we ordered a new one. I go down, and I went in there, and I feel underneath, and the thing, it's aftermarket. It's a $400 aftermarket splitter on my $100,000 car. What are you doing? That's when I knew I was in trouble. That's when I knew I was gonna be in trouble, because they tried to pull that on me. I just had probably like a midlife crisis thing, you know. I turned 40, I needed to get a Corvette, you know. So I got a Stingray. I got a Stingray first. I owned it for about 2 months, and then heard about the Z06, went and test drove a Z06, got rid of the Stingray. So I basically bought a new Stingray and dumped it after 2 months to buy the Z06. I was driving it for a little while and I enjoyed it, but then just like everything else, it starts becoming normal. So you want more. So I started researching more, and sounds and exhaust. So I was like, you know what? It's fast enough. I'll put an H-pipe and exhaust on it. I started researching shops that were close to mine. Take it there. It sounds better. You can't really screw it up. So I went in there and paid for the exhaust, got the exhaust done, and they talked me into a tune. So I'm like, well, I get this much more horsepower, this and that. That's really what I'm looking for. So I said, well, yeah, go ahead and do it. No big deal. Didn't research anything, you know. The car was only there a couple days the first time. So then after that, I have them do it. And I wait a couple more days, I call. Well, we're getting to it. A couple more days, we're getting to it. That turns into months now. So then I'm like, you know what? I haven't heard anything about the car. I'm gonna drive by. It's sitting outside. It's starting to get cold out. So then I called them. I said, you need to keep my car inside. And I was nice about it. I'm like, hey, you might have left my car outside, but it needs to stay inside. This is at the nice point in time, because I thought everything was cool, you know? So then I went by again, and it got to be cold where there was snow. Well, the tires aren't supposed to be below 55 degrees, because it's Sport Cup 2s, and it's 32 degrees. They're sitting outside. There's snow on it. So then I started getting angry. I'm calling for my car. When's the tune gonna be done? When's the tune gonna be done? It took forever. Okay, and it got to be spring now. So it stayed there all winter. So I went, and this is at the time when I picked it up. I'm revving it, you know, everything sounds good. I'm taking off. I get maybe 10 miles from the place, and the service engine light starts blinking on the car like crazy. And I'm like, what the hell? And then it stays on steady, and then it goes away. So I'm like, well, okay, maybe something's not, maybe it's a computer glitch, because there might be sensors or something when they do these tunes. He said sometimes they stay on. At that time, I'm calling him, I'm like, what's going on? He goes, well, sometimes, this is what he says. He goes, well, you put new rims on it. He says, sometimes that affects the power of the motor, because the sensors, if they see that the tires don't match up or something, it won't put full power to the car. I'm like, what are you talking about? I took it back to the shop. I said, you need to look at it. And they say, well, your number 3 cylinder is gone, the motor's blown. I said, what? And they said, well, you could be a lifter, it could be mechanical. It's probably mechanical, so it's nothing we did. I said, what do you mean it's nothing you did? The car was running fine, you have it, you tune it, and then the motor goes in it, it's something you did. At that point, hindsight shows me that they knew that they already screwed up the motor in the car. So then I just got frustrated with them, and I started looking online for the best place to take it for a Corvette, and it was Katech. When I came into Katech, I had never been in the shop. You know, what I noticed is that everything's clean, immaculate. My car is inside in its own spot with everything clean around it, organized, ready to go. And they're like, well, you want to see your car? I'm like, yeah, I want to see what's going on. I said, well, number 3 cylinder, they say, is gone. Well, they pull a couple plugs. All of a sudden, it's 6 of the 8 plugs are melted. They're gone. And I'm like, I've been screwing around with this other shop. Who knows how long it's going to take. They're hemming and hawing about buying the motor. They're hemming and hawing about pricing. They don't know what's going on. Katech, cut and dry, dates, times, met everything. I just said, you know what? Do it. And it has been the best experience ever. Everything has been taken care of so well. You go to another shop, Corvette owners, I'm just telling you right now, you go to another shop, you say, I want exhaust. They're like, well, okay, well, we'll do research on pricing and let you know what sounds different, this and that. Katech tells you this is what it is, right then and there. They're not researching anything. They're not researching a pulley. They're not researching what type of X pipe. They're not asking you what you want. They're giving you options of what works best at Katech. So we ordered a brand new crate motor, long block, and got it in and pulled it apart, did a stage 4. And it wasn't messing around. Motor's already out of the car, you might as well go I did everything. Just did everything they do. Yep. Yeah, just went and did everything. Ported heads, ported supercharger, everything, the stage 4 package, top of the line. I mean, just everything comes together. It's one package. It's basically, you come to Katech, when you get your car back, it's almost like buying it brand new again from the factory, but better. You hem and haw sometimes with performance parts and stuff because you don't know how the engine's going to react or if it's good for your car. You don't want to blow up your motor. But with Katech, everything has been engineered. They know what they're doing. Your car's going to be good, so I feel real safe. I'm like, what else can I do? What's the next step? They know what's coming out. They're going to give you the best for what you need, what you want. If you're looking to get modifications done to your Corvette, the one thing I didn't do is I looked in the phone book and got the list of the shops, called and talked to them on the phone. Okay? That's probably in my book now the first step. The second step is you go and see what they got going on. Ask to come in and see the shop, walk through, and you can tell instantly the difference night and day. You know, that's what I would say to do, because if I would have done that in the first place, I wouldn't have had to put a brand new motor in mine. I wouldn't have lost a year with no car. I wouldn't have had to spend an extra X amount of dollars, which is a new motor. I had to put a new motor in my car. So if you come to Katech first, you will avoid any of the hassle that I went through. And that's what I would like to say. I could say it to anybody. You come to Katech first. The Magnuson. I'm putting the Magnuson. Now they're coming out with the bigger one because, see, Katech knows what's going on. See, a regular shop could have just put on the, I think it's the 2.3 that's out right now. But Katech is so involved in the Corvette industry that they know a new one's coming out next year, so wait and get the bigger one.